Hi. So I'm a big fan of Lupin flour after using almond flour for a while. There's less calories in it, there's great protein, great fiber, no carbs. So if you're sick of almond flour, Lupin flour is a great alternative. So I've had a couple of versions trying Lupin flour into bread, and it didn't rise as much as I would have liked it to. So this time I'm going to do 3 eggs. I'm going to do yeast as well, and see how it goes. I think every time you try and make bread and make it as gluten-free, carb-free as you can, it's always a bit of trial and error. So what I'm going to do first is beat the eggs, and I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of honey, just to help the yeast, which has been kept in the fridge, to help it, give it some food. You could use inulin here. I don't have any at the moment. The yeast will eat up any carbs that are in the honey. So that's my start. I'm going to use some organic coconut oil in it. I would also try, I wouldn't worry using butter as well, or olive oil, whatever you choose. I'm choosing coconut oil today. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to beat my eggs, put the honey in. I've got my oven preheating just for warm. I want to be able to get that yeast in a comfortable position straight away. My eggs are cold. I'm a little bit concerned about that. Hopefully the yeast will feel that, and the warmth from there, and it'll get going okay. So I'm going to beat my eggs first and then come back. So my eggs are beaten. I don't know about you guys, but I'm doing this because I do worry that I am gluten intolerant. I don't feel any issues. I've had a gluten test done this morning just to see what the results are. I know I have Hashimoto's, and gluten can be a big issue there. I don't have any symptoms, so but apparently you don't have to have symptoms to be gluten intolerant, so I went and got the test done. So my next stop is the oil. The eggs have created quite a little bit of liquid, so I might just do just over a tablespoon of the oil and mix that through. I don't want to go in with the yeast yet because I think it's wiser to get the mix to more of a room temperature. This is the Lupin flour that I get. I think it's probably the easiest one to get, the Lotus brand. I know South Melbourne Market, I don't live there, but I've been there. They do stock this, so you don't have to order it online if you live in Melbourne. So I really thought I would probably use the whole bag, but I'm just gonna go in halfway, I think, and see how that looks. I don't want to add salt to this. I don't want to bring out the flavour of the Lupin flour. It is a little bit of a different taste. I would say that it is stronger than almond flour in taste, and that's probably where I would go with it. But I was hoping to make a little bit of a bigger batch, but without using more eggs. So that was probably half the bag, which is 200 grams. I'm really tempted to add water, but then, you know with these sort of things, you don't want to add water, especially not with almond flour. Maybe Lupin flour is a bit of a different scenario, but I do want a bigger batch than that. So I think I'm gonna, instead of using more oil, I think I'll add a bit of water. So hold on. So I used a half a cup of warm water. I took it out of the jug. It was a beautiful temperature for the yeast. If you're not used to working with yeast, just don't make your water too hot. It's just going to kill it. Just warm, nice to touch, and you'll be fine. So I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of the yeast, which is about the same as what I did with the honey. I'm going to go in with the Lupin flour again. And give that a mix. Now I do have the oven on keep warm mode because putting all this together, I'm gonna just let it rise in there, and then we will try giving it a knead, patting it down, and then putting it back in the tin and letting it rise again, and then cook it. And I think you generally cook it about 176, 180 degrees Celsius. So it's a little bit different to American temperatures, but we'll leave it in Aussie mode. So that's good. That half a cup of water has put it to the consistency that I do like. I love my titanium chopping board. It's just the bacteria that you get from timber just is a worry. And I like that these are lightweight, store easy. We'll see how long they last. So I hope there's not too many women out there with Hashimoto's with your immune antibodies right up there. Mine began at 1,000. I think that's the top of the rate you can get. The test just doesn't go higher than that. I'm still at about 273. And the only, thing I can kind of blame it on is maybe gluten. So I just, like, how long do you last where your body's attacking your thyroid? I have been doing a keto approach for a while, but probably trying that, and then gluten-free is probably the big thing, and then maybe women who need to go lactose-free or get the lactase enzyme to help them out. Anyway, I don't want to. I really don't want to fiddle with this too much, I suppose. So. Not like wheat, it doesn't bind together. It's not the same as kneading. I think it's just the product is it, and that's it. Good luck. There's no protein, gluten in it to bind it together or anything like that. Anyway, in the pan it goes. I'm gonna leave it for 20 minutes, see how much it rises, and will be interesting. I'll eat it anyway. So I'm just grabbing it out of the oven now. It's been half an hour and I still would have would have liked a bigger rise, but it hasn't happened. It's so hard to make the flour rise like you want it to. I think next time I think I'm going to try just the eggs and baking powder, to be honest. That's what I will do. But I really wanted this to dehydrate as well. I think I've got that down pat. That's going to be okay. I do like a square of rice because I like to do an egg in like not a waffle, but a microwave frying thing, and it's just not big enough. But remember, things like this, use as your crackers. Cut it up, and if you need to dehumidify it a little bit more, chuck it in the oven. So it's a great gluten-free product, low carb biscuit. You cannot buy low carb gluten-free dip bickies in the grocery store. It doesn't exist. So if you don't like this as a bread, cut it up and make it as your dip bickies. A great alternative. And sometimes, you just have to do it. You're gluten intolerant, you want to stay keto, You just have to put in a little bit more effort. Anyway, hope you like the show.